Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rasha Rajab. I am a Syrian judge. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your invitation for me to speak before you today about the Syrian issue. Please allow me first to especially thank the Spanish Women Judges Association and Judge Lucia, whom honored me with this opportunity to convey the voice and the suffering of my people during their uprising against the brutal dictatorship of Al-Assad regime, which knows no mercy whatsoever. That regime is using everything in its arsenal against its own people, implying that the Syrian people must forgo their dream of a democratic and secular Syria and unconditionally submit, or if they wish to try their luck, get their country burned to the ground. From here, allow me to shed a light on the legal situation in Syria. After judges were turned into a tool in the regime's hands to further oppress the uprising, this sacred legal institution is being used to eliminate any opposition and to imprison people's will, especially since 2011, when the regime established anti-terrorism courts with one goal in mind: to oppress the people's movement and to consider any participant in a peaceful protest asking for democratic change as a terrorist, and therefore to subject them to torture, revenge, and finally death. They have no rights, no humanitarian treatment, nothing, just short trials and predetermined rulings. I can say for sure that these courts have created the terrorism we all suffer from now. This, ladies and gentlemen, was the reason a significant number of judges to become dissidents and leave the system altogether and refuse to be part of an illegal process. That contradicts with the judicial oath. Judges weren't all able to just stop going to work or leave the country. We were all persecuted, harassed, terrorized, and even tortured and killed. I myself lost my husband as well as 2 of his brothers, with 300 of our neighbors, in a horrible massacre that took place in my Damascus countryside town of Douma. It's just when I was officially asked to appear on a state-owned television channel to give a false testimony about Western-backed terrorists who committed the massacre. Only when that happened, I decided to leave the country with my back then 1-year-old son. It's difficult nowadays to find a fellow Syrian who didn't lose a family member, loved one, a house, property, or homeland trying to seek asylum here and there. And I considered myself lucky that I got out with my son and found a somewhat safer place in Turkey, where I've been here for 3 years now. Here I can see judges, engineers, doctors, teachers, and members of all my society segments fighting their way through life. And without unions or a clear and specific legal status, they are often mistreated and misused. They are denied fair wages, denied the freedom of movement, and rarely are given the chance to start a new life with their families away from the war. Not every family has a capable member to aid it. If you survive the terrorists of Al-Assad regime and the terrorists of Hezbollah, terrorists of ISIS and others, you might not survive human trafficking, a market that has flourished during the course of the last 5 years. To sum up all of that, the humanitarian situation is more than horrific and really needs and deserves everyone's attention and intention to protect the women and the children, which are the most vulnerable victims affected by the war machine. My personal experience is indifferent of any other Syrian mothers. After I witnessed the killing of my husband and 300 others by cold-blooded Assad fighters, and also witnessed the total destruction of my little town, and what can be called the cleansing of its people, I only survived with my son and 10 other women. We saw lakes of blood. The smelling of death was everywhere. It was a miracle we got out alive and sane. It really hurts that me and my people are trying to find sanctuary on other country, because one should feel safe in their own home, and that according to all the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It also hurts to see my people are treated like second-class humans, and the war of their country only gets extended. As Damascus was about to be liberated from Al-Assad control several times, hadn't some parties of the international community interfered and aided the regime? Syria isn't just seeing the most horrific kinds of killing and torturing, but also an ethnic cleansing on large scale, which is considered of the most serious crimes in international law. Finally, a lot more could be said, but time unfortunately don't allow for it. I really hope another occasions will allow me to speak to you again, and I hope nothing but the very best for you and your loved ones and your homelands. Thank you again for letting my voice be heard today, and I wish you all success and happiness. Thank you very much.